Hi girls, let me continue the previous lesson for today. So yesterday I have discussed about factoring a trinomial which is on this form, ax squared plus bx plus c. That's what I discussed with you in the previous lesson also. I discussed with you if you have without this a, if you have x to the power 2 plus bx plus c. So basically the idea will be same. In the previous lesson, we did not multiply anything by c because here the coefficient is 1. So the basic idea or the general idea will be on this form. Let me continue this lesson and then move to the next lesson. Let me remind you what did I do. So what did I do yesterday? I will remind you by doing extra exercise related for problem 3. I finished with you got it. So let me do here this exercise. So if the area of a rectangle kitchen tile is this one. Now I need to find what the possible dimensions, which means I need to find the length and the width, which means I need to factor this polynomial. So what did we do? So x to the power squared plus 30x plus 7. Now you need to do what? That is corresponding to A, that is corresponding to B, that is corresponding to C. That's what I'm reminding you now. So I will take this one and this one, AC. So I will multiply them together. So AC will give me 56. So I'm going to say AC will be equals to 56. Now that is AC. Now let me think about two numbers. Once I multiply them, I will get what I have here for AC. Once I add them, I will get the B or the number that I have it in the middle. Let me change the color. So I will get this one. Here, this is equals to 30. Now, I will think about these two numbers. Once I think about them, you can just think about many numbers and try them. But for me, once I was trying, I tried 28 times 2. So 28 times 2 will give me 56, and 28 plus 2 will give me the same two number will give me 30. So let me now try to rewrite what I have found here. Instead of this 30x, I'll try to factor it. But first of all, I will ask myself, where should I put 28x and 2x? If I put 2x here, it will work with this one, and 28, it will work also with the 7. So great, since this decision work with both of them, I'm going to write it like that. So I will drop 8x to the power 2 plus, I will write 2x plus 28 x, I will drop my 7 plus 7. Then we can take common factor between these two. The common factor between them 2x. The remaining inside is 4x plus 1. Then here, what is the common factor between these two? The common factor between them 7. What is the remaining inside? The remaining inside will be 4. So that is 4x. You already took 7 outside, so the remaining is 1. Now you have this exactly the same as this one. You can take it again as a common factor, so that will be 4x plus 1 times the remaining 2x plus 7. 2x plus 7. So let's move to the last part in this lesson. The last part in this lesson, sometime instead of having big number, once you multiply this 18 and the 12 to find AC, you will find it very big number. But before you do this step, you will notice here in all of them common factor. What is this common factor? You can imagine what is this? This is a 3 times 6. Here, you can imagine that this is 3 times 11. You can also say there is here a 3 times 4. You can take this a 3, you can pull it out and take it outside all of them. So take this a 3 outside and leave the rest inside. Now the rest is 6x squared minus 11x plus 4. Now you can easily deal with this one. It is much easier than having 18 times 12. Once you start thinking about two numbers, it is very difficult for you to guess and think about two numbers once you multiply. Sometime it will work, but sometime you will spend long time thinking about it. Now I can find AC easily. So AC will give me, which is 6 times 4, which is will give you 6 times 4, which is the 24. 6 times 4 will give you 24. Then you have then you will think about two numbers. Once you multiply them, you will get, here it must be, yes, positive. Two numbers, it will be 24. And once you add them, you will get 11, negative 11. That's very easy to find. Negative 8 times negative 3. Once you multiply them, the negatives will go together. And 8 times 3, 24. That's what you need. Negative 8 plus minus 3, that is negative 11. Excellent, that's what I need. Now I will go back to the same lesson that we did before, which is a previous lesson, just to make sure that your idea is strong. I will leave my 3 outside, and then I will work between these big brackets inside. Now I will write 6, I will drop my 6x to the power 2. This minus, I can say, where should I put the 8? Where should I put the 3? I noticed that there is common between 3 and 6, and there is common between 8 and 4. For this reason, I will gonna write negative 3x beside 6x squared, and then I will write negative 8x beside 4 because there is common between them. Now I can easily use do the rest of the steps. What is the common between these two? The common between them, 3x, definitely other than the 3 outside. Don't confuse this 3 from outside. From the beginning I took it. So open parenthesis. What is the remaining? 2x minus 1. I took all this side outside. The remaining is only minus 1. Now, here you have, remember as I told you, if you have something similar to this one, it is like minus minus. So you should not confuse if you have something similar to this one. So that is will be, you can take 1 from the minus, 4. It will be the remaining inside. It will be 2x minus 1. If you want to check your answer, negative 1 times negative 1, it will be plus 4, and that's what you need. Please be careful on this point. Now this one and this one exactly the same idea, the same two terms. So just take it outside. So 2x minus 1, the remaining 3x minus 4, and you are done. So the only new thing in this part now, you can erase your big bracket, but I put them in the beginning to avoid confusing you. Now you are done. The only new thing for you here, how to simplify if you, from the first look. First, look at all the terms that you have. If you notice that there is common multiple between them, just take it out and then do the rest of the steps, which will be the numbers easier for you. Let me give you here one more example. From the first look, what is the common between these three numbers? The common between them, I can see it directly 4, because here 4 times 2, here I have 4 times 9. Here I can say 4 times 5. So I can take it outside. So 4 inside the remaining 2x to the power 2 minus 9x, the remaining, minus 5. Now I can go back to my previous part. What is AC? AC will gives me A times C will gives me negative 10. What is the two number? Once I add them, I will get what I have in the middle, negative 9. Once I multiply them, I will get negative 10. That's easy to find, which is I can say directly negative 10 times 1. And here you can say that this will be also negative 10 plus 1, which will give you negative 9. All right, now let me write here, let me factor what I have here for negative 9x. I will factor it. So once you try to factor this one, where should you put negative 10x and 1x? If I put 10x here, it will work with the 2. But 1x, there is no common factor between 1x and 5. For this reason, I will write the opposite. I will write here only 1x minus 10x. Now I will drop what I have, minus 5. Then I will drop what I have here, 2x squared. Don't forget all this times 4. Now let's work again and try to take the common factor between each two terms. So that will be the common between them here, x inside 2, the remaining is 2x plus 1. Here I can take minus 5. If you take minus 5, the common between them, then the remaining is 2x plus 1. If you want to check. Negative 5 times 2x, it will be negative 10x. Then minus 5 times minus 5, it will be plus 1. All this times 4. Now drop your 4. Then these are same, and that's what I need. So 2x plus 1 times the remaining x minus 5. So that's it. Let me do with you, before I move, let me do with you one more exercise. I am planning to do with you exercise 22. So let me do exercise 22 with you. So Here, I'm going to do it. I will rewrite it first. So 12p to the power 2 plus 20p minus 8. You are going to think about, you will look at all the numbers that you have. Is there any common between them? Yes, there is 4. I can say 4 times 3 here. I can say 4 times 5. I can say 4 times 2. All right. Now I can take 4 then. So I'll take 4 outside. I will write all the remaining things. So the remaining is 3p squared plus, it is a plus here, so I will write a plus 5p minus 2. All right, now I will think about this exactly same idea that I did before. So what is AC? AC will gives me, which is the first number that I have here with the p to the power 2. Be careful on that. Maybe the order not the polynomial that you have sometime, it is not in the standard form. So just keep in your mind, the a, it is the number that beside or the coefficient for the variable that has power 2. All right, so 3 times negative 2, it is negative 6. So that is negative 6. Now let me think about two numbers. Once I multiply them, I will get negative 6. Once I add them, I will get 5. You can easily find it. 6 times 1, so 6 times 1. But which one of them is negative? I must put one of them negative to have this negative. I will look at this one. Since 5 is the positive, so I need to make the 6 is the bigger number is positive, and here is negative 1. Now, try to write it. So here we have 3p, drop 3p to the power 2. Now write the factorization that you did for 5p, which is 1p plus 6p, negative 1p plus 6p. So which one should write beside it? Here, right? Minus p plus 6p minus 2. Miss, why you wrote here negative p? Why don't you write 6p here and negative p here? I'll tell you why. Because I can see here there is common factor between them. What is the common factor between them? I can take p. If I put p here, there is no common factor between p and negative 2. That's why I put negative p here. So let me continue. Now I will leave 4 outside. Now I will take between these two, p is common factor, and the remaining inside is a 3p minus 1. While here you can take 2 between them, right? Because 6 you can factor it into 3 times 2, and so that is, you can take outside 2 and inside p minus 1. These are exactly same. So let me write them here. Let me continue here. So the remaining is 4 times 3p. Sorry, I forgot to write here 3. 3p minus 1 times p plus 2. That's for this part. Now, like that, I finished all this lesson. So the basic idea is very easy. You are going to just multiply A, C, then this number here or the value that you have here, you need to factor it according to the AC. So you will have a value here. Then think about, take this value. Think about two numbers. Once you multiply them will give you this value. Once you add them, you will get this value that you have here, which is b. So this is the basic idea. Now let me move to the let me move with you to the next lesson. Okay, great. I could find the other PowerPoint. All right, so this lesson will be lesson 7, 8. Will be talking about factoring special cases. So we learned in the previous lesson how to factor any kind of the trinomial that on this form, ax squared plus bx plus c. That's what we learned, which is the general form for, let me tell you, it is the general form for quadratic functions, which is means that I'm preparing you for the next chapter, inshallah. Now, let's see what is the factorization and factoring special case. Let me recall or remind you about little things we learned. We have been learned about multiplying the special case in lesson 8.4. So in lesson 8.4, we multiply the special case. How we multiply the special case? I mean, if I gave you, before I gave you two rules, which is if I tell you a plus b, all this to the power 2, you are going to say, all right, miss, a squared, the first number squared, the last number squared, 2 times first and second number, 2 times first and second number that I have. All right, miss, what about if I have negative? A minus b, all this to the power 2, that is equals to, again, exactly the same as this one, but the only difference, you will have negative here. So the first number squared, the last number squared, minus 2a times b plus b squared. What is the new thing here? Miss, what you will gonna give me? Before, we learned how to move from this one to this one. Today, we are going to do the opposite. We are going to have this part, and then we will move to this part, which means this part is a plus b and a plus b. So that's the idea. Same thing with this one, but you will double it, and this is minus. I also gave you another rule. I gave you the other rule. If you have a plus b, while the other one a minus b. So here I have them, both of them exactly same with the same sign. Here they are different. So I told you directly you are going to say that is a squared plus, or sorry, minus b squared. Same thing today, we are going to move with the other direction. But I'm not give it to you in today's lesson. I will give it to you, inshallah, in the next lesson. Let me start with you and give you just some exercises. That's the explanation that I did, and we will call this one, we will call it perfect square trinomial. So that is perfect square trinomial. That's the rule that I gave it to you here. Let me show you how to deal with this. This is the explanation that I just did, so I'm not going to redo it for you. Now, try to keep it in your mind. All right, miss, I need a to say a plus b to the power 2. I need to have, or a minus b to the power 2. That is equals to, All right, miss, I need a squared minus 2ab, I memorized this one, plus b squared. That's always in my mind. I can imagine it. So once this in your mind, you will directly can rewrite this one. You can go back to the to lesson 8 5, and they would say, okay, miss, or you can say AC. What is AC? Which is equals to 36. All right, 36. Then I will look at number. When I multiply them, I will get 36. Once I add them, I will get negative 12. But sometime you will spend long time once something is easy like that. So I can drop this x to the power 2, and I can rewrite this part into negative 2 times negative 2 times 6x times here plus this 36. I can rewrite it into 6 to the power 6, isn't it? Don't you see this form exactly the same? The first number squared, the last number squared, 2 times first times second. This is the second, this is the first. You can change the order. Let's change the order to show you what I'm doing. You can directly do it without changing the order, no problem, because according to commutative property, you can imagine it. So plus 6, don't you feel that this is A, the X, 6 is the B, so directly just write it like this. So that is equals to X plus 6 to the power 2. You are done, which is equals to x plus 6 if you repeat it 2 times. It doesn't matter if you write it or that's enough. That's equal to this one. So that's it. So this is the factorization. That's what we were looking for in the previous lesson, which is factoring. So multiplying, you will multiply these two binomials. While if I'm telling you to factor, I'm giving you the trinomial or the polynomial in general, and you will try to write them into a multiplicity of two binomial or polynomial, small polynomials. So that's what we did exactly. Let me give you two more related exercises, and easy exercises actually. This one, I can say that is x to the power 2 plus 2 times 3x plus, I can rewrite this one. I remember it's a perfect square. So 3 to the power 2. Now, you can just change the order if you want, or you can directly say, miss, I can directly say this is B, this is A, no problem, because that is what I have, and that's what I need. So you can say directly, that is x, since here plus 3, all this to the power 2. That's so easy to calculate. It is much easier than the previous lesson. But remember, this is a special case. It is not always work with you if you try to do this way. It is not always. It is helpful, but it's not always you can find it. If you cannot find it by using this way, go back to the previous lesson, ax plus b squared, bx plus c, if you cannot do it. Let's see this one. Same thing, I can imagine that is x squared. I can imagine this is corresponding to 7 to the power 2. Exactly same thing. That is 2 times 7x. Well, great. That's what I need. I have 7 and 7 here. I have x and x here, and there is 2 from the rule. Since the rule tells me that. So x plus 7, all this to the power 2. So I will give you extra exercises after I finish this problem. So here it's true, this is a word problem. But if I'm telling you, if I have digital images are composed of thousands of tiny pixels rendered as squares, as shown here. Now, you know each pixel is a square. So what is the area of a square? It is side squared. So that means I need to factor this one to find the length of each side. So what is the length of each side? Let me try to find it. First of all, once you look at 4x to the power 2 plus 20x plus 25. You might ask yourself, oh, miss, I have 4 here. You showed me in the previous example only x, the coefficient here is 1. I'll tell you directly, dear. You are so excellent now in playing with the powers. You can say that this is 2 to the power 2, x to the power 2. In other words, you can say that you can pull out the 2 and do the opposite way to the distributing the power. So that is x to the power 2. Let me continue and factor this one. So this one, I can factor it into 2 times. Or let me just do it step by step for you. I can say that this is 4 times 5x time plus, that's easy to say, 5 to the power 2. But miss, no, I cannot, I don't have, I need x squared plus, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. No matter what is b and what is a, could be termed, could be anything. It could be 2x, could be. So I need to have 2 here. Let me factor this more. So once you factor this more, this is 2, right? I can change the order also. I can say 2 times. I will write the 2 beside the x because that's what I need here. And then I will write my remaining thing, which is the 5 here. Plus 5 to the power 2. Great. That's what I need. I can directly take this term, say 2x, since I have the first term squared, the last term squared, plus 2 the first times the second. Well, that's what I need. That will be plus 5, all this to the power 2. But miss, they asked me what is the length of one side, not two sides. This is the area, all of it. This is the area. I factored the area and I know the area for the square is side squared. So that means which means s times s. Oh, okay. So I can understand the length of only one side. So the length of only one side. So it is equals to, just take one from them without power. So 2x plus 5. You are done like that. Let me give you more example. Let me solve with you this one. Exactly same idea. First of all, I can see this is m. Instead of having the power will be for all of them. Squared minus. I will try to factor it 2 times something. This is the beginning. So I will say that is 2 times 36. So that is times 36. M plus 81, I can see it 9 to the power 2. Now I can rewrite this part because I need to have like this term and like this term 9. So 4m all this to the power 2, I can say that 2, you can factor 36 into 9 times 4. Great, that's what I need. So I will write 4m, I'll just change the order, times 9. Great, that's what I need, plus 9. So I have the same rule that I have, so I can say 4m, since I have minus, so it will be minus 9. Now this is the factorization. So if you have, you are building a square patio, the area of the patio is this one. So that's what we had before, if it's the area of the patio. Now this one. Now what is the line side length of the patio? So that is squared, sorry. So what is only one side from them? It is only 4. So the side, only one side will gives you this one. Let me move and give you more related exercises. So here I'm planning to give you exercise 11 and exercise 20, which is related to both problems because that is for both problems. I'm going to solve with you 11 here and 20 here. So for this part, I can see it easily. D squared minus 2 times 10d and plus 10 to the power 2. Great. Everything that I need, I have it. So you can change the order if you want. You can write this term like this. If you cannot see it well, if you don't feel that does not make sense for you. Why, miss, I'm doing that? Because that is corresponding to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. That is will give me directly a minus b all this to the power 2. So I'm looking for this a. What is this a? It's given d instead of this one. D without squared. خلاص, you will remove it. Minus from the minus that you have in the middle, 10 to the power 2. Let me do with you 20. 20, I have 49. I'm going to write the 49 into 7. G, all this to power 2. Now, minus. Again, I will try to separate the 2 first. 2 times 42. G times, plus 36. Not 36, I will write 6. 6 to the power 2. Now, you can easily factor 42 into 6 times 7. So you can say 7g to the power, all this to the power 2 minus 2 times 7g. You can say 7 times 6, but I will write the 6th here. I just change the order. Plus 6 to the power 2. Now you can see exactly the same as this rule. So you will say, okay, miss, it is 7g plus 6, all this to the power 2. Now, we finished from these 2 exercises. Let me do one more related exercises for like the pixel, for the exercise 2. I'm going to do with you this one, which is exactly the same idea. 100, I can rewrite it into 10 r all this to the power 2. Then take this one, factor it, minus 2 times 110 r plus 11 to the power 2. Now, you can also play with this part. So you can say, I will rewrite this 10 r all this to the power 2 minus 2 times 10r times 11. Isn't it will give you 110? Yes, it will give you. And that's what I need. I just changed the order. I wrote 10r, then I wrote the 11 here. 11 to the power 2. So that is equals to according to this rule, but here I have also negative. So that is will be 10 r all this minus 11 all this to the power 2. if you need to find only one side without the square. So one side from them, so this side, so that's represent the area. So only one side from them will be 10r minus 11 all this to the power 2. So that's the idea. So that's for this lesson, girls. I'm not going to continue with you the second part from this lesson because I don't want to, you have a lot of things to do. Don't forget to do homework. Homework's 8-6. So good luck, girls. I'm waiting for homework 8-6. Homework. Please check the exercises from my weekly plan. Please don't forget that. Good luck, girls. Bye.